As the tapestry of chaos continued to unfurl, revealing the extent of the looming crisis, Alela found herself galvanized into action. The Forge Master's cryptic guidance, the ominous pronouncements of the obsidian gauntlet, the resurgent threats from her past, all converged upon a single, inescapable truth. Retreat was no longer an option. She was tethered to this world, to its fate. Her journey, originally intended to be a quest for an elusive solution to a cosmic crisis, had morphed into a battle for the very survival of her world. A battle that demanded she confront not just an external threat, but the echoes of her own past. Yet amidst the gathering darkness, a flicker of determination ignited within the fragmented pieces of her shattered past, once sources of deep personal turmoil, were now aligning, forming a grimly necessary path forward. Each of these threats, seemingly disparate and overwhelming in their own right, were now grist for her mill. The Shadow Weaver's reign of terror, the political upheaval, the simmering discontent among her allies, all of it became part of a grander design, a design she was uniquely positioned to challenge. The obsidian gauntlet, once a silent, inscrutable guide, now served as a direct conduit to her thoughts and intentions. Its chilling pronouncements, echoing within her mind, spurred her on. The cosmic imbalance, it seemed, wasn't just a distant, nebulous threat. It was being actively exacerbated by the very chaos that engulfed her world. The world was spinning towards a maelstrom of discord, hurtling towards a state of instability that threatened to consume everything. And she, Ella, was its only hope. The first order of business, quelling the chaos unleashed by the Shadow Weavers. The resurgent cult, once a minor, localized threat, had now become a widespread scourge, their insidious influence warping the minds of many. Yet where once they had operated in relative secrecy, now their presence was undeniable, their manipulations blatant. Their visions, their manipulations of fear and madness were a clear and present danger. They had to be stopped. But how does one combat an enemy whose weapons are fear and deception? How does one fight an illusion without first understanding its source? Elan knew that defeating the Shadow Weavers wouldn't just be a matter of brute force. It would require strategy, cunning, and perhaps a deeper understanding of the very nature of their magic. The political turmoil, too, demanded her attention. Lord Valerius, whom she had thought vanquished, had resurfaced, not as a lone wolf, but as a figurehead, a puppet of a much larger, more insidious force. The grander political machinations, the whispers in the shadows, the false accusations and manipulations, all pointed to a deliberate attempt to destabilize the very fabric of society. To navigate this treacherous landscape, Alela would need to rely on her diplomatic skills, to forge new alliances and to mend old rifts. But even as she reached out to potential allies, she couldn't help but wonder about their true motives, their loyalties. Could she trust them, or were they, too, playing a part in this elaborate game of cosmic manipulation? Then there were the lingering embers of discontent among her former allies. Disillusioned leaders who questioned her methods, who doubted her leadership. Rekindling the dying embers of their loyalty would be crucial to galvanizing support against the rising tide of chaos. But how does one rebuild trust once it's broken? How does one convince others of the validity of a vision when they've already succumbed to the seductive whispers of despair? Yet amidst these daunting challenges, Allah felt a strange sense of clarity. The very forces that threatened to tear apart her world were also forging her into a greater leader, a more cunning strategist, a more resolute warrior. The path ahead was fraught with peril, yes, but it was also a path she was uniquely suited to tread. The obsidian gauntlet thrummed with anticipation, its alien wisdom guiding her steps. The nexus of power awaited, but the road to it was paved with the crises of her own creation, a reflection of the world's instability. The time for preparation was over. The time for action had come. In the ensuing chapters, We'll see how Allah confronts these converging threats, how she rallies her allies, and how she navigates the treacherous paths laid before her.